always remember, if you're completely surrounded on all sides by scandals, just do what Facebook did and try to change your name. And salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your friendly and psychopath Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today, on the Insane Report, well, Facebook is once again completely coated in scandals and problems and lawsuits.
Isn't that just every single day?
It is, but they're doing something about it this time.
They're gonna stop selling your data.
No.
They're going to actually care about the customer.
No.
They're gonna do something really stupid.
They're going to change their name.
Great. Once again, I'm so glad we have... Well, while I love the Oculus Quest 2, yeah, so glad we still had that old fake Facebook account.
Yep, that's fake name, fake place, fake... Everything about it is fake. I'm even using those privacy credit card things, specifically whenever I make a purchase.
Yeah, that's actually a really good thing. But anywho...
Yes, before we jump into that, make sure to like and subscribe for more insane news. Also follow us on Locals,
Rumble,
Minds,
and Bastion.
And we're just gonna jump into the scandals that have been going on. Like this. Bam! From the Daily Mail, Mark Zuckerberg will be added to data privacy lawsuit that could expose him to potential financial penalties. Washington, D.C. AG says he played much active role in key decisions. Zuckerberg could be fined up to $5,000 for any of the 300,000 district residents whose privacy might have been violated in a breach. Attorney General Carl Ryson, added Zuckerberg to a lawsuit filed in 2018 after an ongoing investigation. Yeah, once again, this was about the time when I realized, I'm going to get into cybersecurity because it just,
Experian?
Yes, Experian got hacked, Twitter got hacked, Facebook got hacked, they all got hacked over and over again. So, now they're specifically going to go after Zuckerberg with this one. The probe revealed that he was personally involved in decisions related to the Cambridge Analytica and Facebook's failure to protect user data. The lawsuit is the latest blow to Zuckerberg, who taunted Tuesday after announcing plans to change Facebook's names amid a storm of scandals, which we'll get to in a bit. On to the next one. Wha-bam! Facebook admits users can share information on illegal immigration and being smuggled. Arizona Attorney General calls for the investigation into the tech giant for facilitating human and sex trafficking. Facebook admitted allowing such content in response to AZ Mark Brunvich, Brunvich wrote to Facebook following a report into advertisements of trafficking. Facebook said it does not allow adverts, but it does allow information about how to enter illegally or request information on how to be smuggled.
Oh, God, it's so... I just remember, once again, they were one of the main sites that were on the whole January 16th.
Yet they blamed Parler. They did it because Parler was getting too big too quickly, and they had to shut her down.
And now we've got stuff like Bastion and Minds kind of getting more and more.
Which, yeah, that's a big thing. Now, once again, I haven't used Facebook in years. I had to make one for LinkedIn. I just found one of my old ones that I had used back when I was a welder. Just kind of slapped that up there. It had basically nothing on it other than, I used to do this. I now do this. And that's it. But continuing on. Brunvich passed the response on to Merrick Garland calling for federal action. Because, yes, once again, you can't. Well, actually, that is one of the funny things, how...
Isn't Ben Shapiro, like, one of the top people on Facebook?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They're nowhere near as bad as Twitter or YouTube, for that matter. But at the same time, they constantly come out and talk about how they're going to make things better and so on and so forth.
And then they get hacked, lose a ton of people's information, and allow stuff like this.
Yeah, I remember. That was another big reason why. Like, they're once again, they are now, just like YouTube, they editorialize content. Originally, Facebook and, YouTube, they were search engines. You would look for something, and if they had it, it would show you that. Now they try to push information.
Always, as we know, Facebook fact checkers.
That is one of the biggest, funniest things. But at the same time, I actually think may make an account for this channel specifically.
Why would we do that?
Because once again, everyone I talk to, all the conservative people, they usually get more traction. They get a decent amount of traction on Facebook.
Actually, Facebook really just wants money.
Whereas YouTube, they want to control everything,
Facebook just not so much.
which is weird when you think about it, that Facebook isn't as bad as YouTube.
And continuing on with problems with Facebook.
Continuing on! Facebook agrees to pay $14 million to settle lawsuit claiming it prioritized foreign workers over Americans.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by this.
Yes, because after all, see, even that's the thing. Just like with Twitter, they want to have a global market,
But they're based in the U.S.
so they have to follow U.S. laws. So once again, you cannot make preferential treatment on where someone lives. That's a law here in the U.S. Ha! So continuing on. Biden says Zuckerberg's tech giant is not above the law after ruling.
Yeah, I don't. Biden.
Yeah, no, I don't trust it. Biden's just saying this because it's like, oh, I gotta say something. Facebook settled a lawsuit with Department of Justice agreeing to pay up to $14 million. Where do you think that money's going?
Not to the people who didn't get picked.
Especially not. This is one of the stupidest things. That money's just $14 million. It's
Once again, it is just it's not even a slap on the wrist. It's like a slight tapping your pinky on someone's wrist.
Yeah, $14 million for them is nothing. But continuing on. Social media giant was accused of discriminating against Americans in favor of hiring foreign workers, mainly because, hey, in other places, they don't care. They don't care about the problems of Americans. They're not going to have leakers and all that problem because, like, okay, you hire that person in India for pennies on the dollar. Hey, they're just happy to have a job. And at the same time, they don't care about American fancies. They don't care about American laws because they don't live there. Continuing on. It also agreed to hire U.S. nationals according to an announcement on Tuesday. At the same time, I don't know if I want to work for them.
Depends if you're doing the cybersecurity thing.
If I'm doing the cybersecurity thing, I imagine tons of money to be given to me.
Well,
Hopefully, at the same time, because I mean, I'm betting if I get out of this, if I have basic knowledge, I'm betting I'm better than most of the people who work there for that thing.
yep.
Anyways, continuing on. Once again, Facebook is not above the law, said Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark. Wait, Biden says. Why does it say Biden says?
I don't know. Just continue on.
Continuing on. This is a big one. Quiet. Judge orders details of alleged Google-Facebook collusion to be public.
Oh, they're not gonna like this.
Nope. But what happens when you take the number one search engine that also owns the number one media sharing thing, along with the number one system in the site in the world that gets people all around the world connected with each other?
Some really kind of scary duopoly thingy.
Yes, and corruption.
Well, that's just it. That doesn't even need to be said.
Doesn't need to. Lawsuit says Google contacted Facebook after it emerged as a powerful online ad rival. Details of alleged collusion between Google and Facebook. Give me a second. There we go. Of Google and Facebook to squash competition in online ad space are set to be made public this week, a federal judge's order, which, once again, goes back to Parler. Parler was not the one pushing all the Jan 6 stuff. It was Facebook. But does Facebook get in trouble?
No, they're too big.
They are. So now hopefully people will realize. Well, the people already realize that. But at the same time, like, I mean, even my dad doesn't even use his Facebook anymore. He has it, but he's actually had me remove it. And I've gone through and removed all this stuff from his phone. Basically, it's on like a work laptop, and that's it. But continuing on. The judge ruling revealed in court documents on Friday marks a defeat for Google, which had fought for an extensive redactions in an antitrust complaint brought by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton last year. Yay, Texas! Continuing on. Google had argued that parts of the complaint contained confidential business information that would unfairly hurt the search giant if made public. I mean, you're Google. I don't care how much it hurts you. It doesn't do anything.
Well, at the same time, a lot of people I know are now using specifically Brave with the DuckDuckGo search engine.
That is true. Basically, everyone I know now uses DuckDuckGo, so maybe Google is going to have problems soon. Anyways, continuing on. According to the Texas suit, Google contacted Facebook after the social media company emerged as a powerful online ad rival in 2017. The two tech giants struck an unlawful agreement to give Facebook information speed and other advantages. In ad auctions, it ran in exchange for social network backing down from its competitive threats, according to the suit. Ooh, yeah, no, that is pretty bad. Specifically giving another company the benefit to squash other ones. Yeah, no, that is really bad. Now that I sit there and think about that. Okay, go away. Continuing on. The alleged scheme was part of a broader effort. Was a part of a broader effort to illegally keep Google on top of the online ad world, according to Paxton and the 9 other attorney generals who brought the suit. Google and Facebook have denied any wrongdoing.
Well, of course they are. They're the ones doing the wrongdoing. They wouldn't come out and say it.
Yeah, especially with all this stuff. Well, once again, the whole thing of like, the government should regulate. No, that whole thing with the whistleblower was literally going, hey, if government says we have to take you down, then we have to take you down. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it's really, it was, if you just go look at all the people she's backed by.
Yeah, what was it? I think there's another couple billionaires who have like $1 million invested in her and all that. It's all garbage. It really is. Continuing on. Many details in Paxton's lawsuit were blacked out at the request of Google, including allegations about the company's alleged dealing with Facebook. In one passage, the suit reads, Google further induced Facebook to help Google redacted by letting Facebook have redacted.
So, yeah, I don't care. I want all of this stuff out.
I want everyone to be able to read this because that just sounds silly. And another, on top of redacted, Google further induced Facebook to help it shut down competition from header bidding by redacted. So yeah, literally them coming out and going, if we help each other, we can stay on top. I'll stay number 1 in ads, you stay number 1 in social media, and then I'll YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. No one cares. That's the problem. It's literally the rich helping the rich stay rich while crushing all forms of innovation from other companies.
Like Parler.
Exactly. Continuing on. But what's Facebook gonna do about it?
Change their name.
They'll try to, at least. It's funny because with how quickly everything keeps changing, maybe people actually would forget about this. But Facebook is Facebook and keeps ruining itself. So continuing on. Why don't they call it Wokebook? Users mock Facebook's plan to change its name to shake off multiple scandals and suggest their own versions instead. Facebook flagship social media site, founded in 2004, would keep its name, but the parent company, Facebook Incorporated, has slowly shifted into other realms. Facebook Incorporated owns Instagram and WhatsApp and is also building their own virtual reality spaces like Horizon World as part of its new metaverse.
Oh my God, they're trying to go Ready Player One.
Kinda. If they can have control of you at all times, and they can make it so that you live in utter squalor while they have everything, but they get a little thing shoved onto your face to make you feel better, of course they'd go that way. I mean, it's Zuckerberg and the uber rich.
I'm now looking at that Oculus Quest 2 and I'm scared.
It's fine. Once again, like I said, everything we have set up, it's like one of those things, once again, I don't care too much. My Facebook is fake. All the cards are made to be deleted. Credit cards are privacy stuff. Use VPN. Whatever. Continuing on. The rebranding could distance the company from its current scandals, like the ones we just talked about. But users have taken to social media to mock the company's expected rebrand. Others have made their own suggestions for the name, including Wokebook. Ex-employee Francis whatever released a trove of documents suggesting that Facebook knew the consequences of its division promoting algorithm, which we'll talk about in a second. The company has also been accused of promoting misinformation. That's true. Now, the whole division promoting algorithm, because this is where you remember a long time ago, first there was all those how so many videos were of police beating people.
Yeah, I remember that, because it was, first off, the beating things that got people angry, which got them to click more, and then they realized people don't like cops at times, so then they found out if they put them together and they pushed all that at you, they would get a ton of clicks.
And that's the whole big thing. Then, of course, there was that whole thing for the longest time where a lot of the ads on Facebook were like, someone's looked at this video 50 billion times.
Yeah, but looking at it actually only includes like a 3-second thing when you're swiping down.
Which is why Vine didn't do too well, and which is why, honestly, I don't know. Well, Instagram's doing better at it, but yeah, like you could not advertise on Vine too well because it was a couple seconds. And Facebook thought, that's a great idea. We'll have that going. And so those 100,000 views you got, well, no one actually looked at it. They just passed by it, and by the time it took for their thumb to swipe up, that's the amount of seconds it cost. So that's the big thing. Is this going to actually help Facebook? Maybe in the long run, but most of the people I know don't use Facebook anymore. The problem is they do use Facebook Messenger. And they do use WhatsApp and Instagram.
And as we all know, Instagram is horribly ruining today's youth.
Oh, yeah, it's increasing the rate of suicide in young girls. It's pretty bad. But anyhow, so at the end of all this, Facebook just once again just keeps stepping in it over and over and over again. But at the same time, it'll all go away if they change their name.
Yeah, that's Zuckerberg thinking if I ever heard any.
Yes, the lizard man doesn't know people too well. But anyway, that'll be the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.